Hello and welcome to another edition of Meet Britain's Makers on MIM TV. My name is Ilona Dalecka. I'm one of the directors at Made in the Midlands, and today I'm joined by Tom Mongan, the General Manager at Subcon Laser and also a Made in the Midlands Gold member. So Tom, thank you very much for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
Great. First of all, Tom, could you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your business and what you do?
Yes, as you say, my name's Tom Mongan. I'm General Manager at Subcon Laser. I've been there for the best part of 24 years, and Subcon are one of the largest laser cutting companies in the UK. We've grown from 2 employee, few £100 turnover, to this year we've just increased sales by nearly £1 million. So yeah, things are going good for Subcon Laser at the moment.
That sounds fantastic. You've had all this journey and grown from, how much did you say? Couple of employees.
A couple of employees in a little unit in Nuneaton in Warwickshire. To now we cover 60,000 square foot facility, offering 2 and 3 dimensional laser cutting with staff of 35 and over £4 million turnover.
Right, so to have this kind of turnover, I guess you have to invest a lot and kind of keep up with technology. Could you tell us what you've done in the past 12 months?
Yes, we have. We've invested heavily in the very latest technology, in laser technology, and in fact over the past 2 years we've invested over £2 million in fibre laser, because that is the latest in terms of laser technology that's come to the front. But we also invested in the UK's first nitrogen generating system, which means we generate our own gas, nitrogen, which is very expensive. We've greatly reduced our carbon footprint, and we've also invested in April of this year in the UK's first 8 kilowatt fibre laser, which I believe nobody else in the UK and most of Europe has this system, which can cut from 0.5 steel all the way up to 40 mil, which is phenomenal.
That's great. So could you tell us what sort of products we can expect from Subcon? And because obviously lots of different lasers, but what sort of industries do you supply to? What sort of things that you actually make?
We produce, the beauty I found with lasers is it appeals to all types of industry, from your automotive manufacturers to watchmakers to we've just recently been involved in a project for the Edinburgh Arts Festival, where we've laser cut 25,000 little letters. It's called the Rust Garden, and if you get the opportunity, just log on and look at, call up the Rust Garden, because the description and the artists who've designed it have written a great piece about it as well. And it's fascinating to see people can go to this area and create words like a giant Scrabble. It's fascinating to see people, instead of writing graffiti, they're making letters, words out of our little laser cut letters. And also, back when the Olympics were on in London, we were involved in laser cutting statues for varying events as well. One of them being the cycling event, which is still in place. So from an appeal to what types of manufacturing industry, we appeal to all types.
That's great. It sounds like lots of interesting projects, and not every day is the same.
No days the same. You don't know who's going to come through the door, what's going to drop through by email. I nearly said fax because I'm nobody uses fax anymore. And if somebody phoned up the other day, funnily enough, to ask what was our fax number, and I couldn't remember it because
who does fax these
who
days?
uses fax anymore? But,
it's a bit 1990s, but hey, people are still using it, as it seems. As you know, UK is a leader in global engineering, and however, it has been heavily underinvested, especially in the early 2000s. So, what do you think the greatest challenge is for the UK manufacturers?
Yeah, great question. I think manufacturing, not even in recent years, from the late 70s through the 80s, with the demise of automotive, our automotive industry, our steel making, our coal mining industry, it's taken away huge opportunities for young people to learn skills, and different governments have played with, yes, manufacturing is important to us, and have done nothing about it, and it's really frustrating. And through the years, as I say, I started in the 70s, so through the years and seeing the non-investment, the closure of UK manufacturing, to I suppose the rise again now of, it's in the papers, JLR are doing well, there's lots of manufacturing companies on the up, and SMEs are being brought up with them. But the frustrating point for me in that is it's not UK owned. We are vulnerable. Right. We are very vulnerable to it's all foreign owned, but the government need to invest strongly and support manufacturing, and not just play with it, not just give it lip service. They have to show that they are supporting it through investment, and through training, and not these 1 year, 2 year schemes. I served a 5-year apprenticeship, and the skills and the knowledge that I obtained from my peers and the guys that were showing me, my generation are coming up towards retirement, and there's going to be a huge skill base taken away there. So it's important that the MPs, the government, that they do support manufacturing.
Yeah, it seems like there is a lack of clear vision, like a long-term vision. Governments come and go, but these things change, but what we need is consistency and a plan for the next 5, 10, 20 years, to actually make it happen.
100%, Ilona. Yes, that is so true. And where governments change, they need a strategy that multi-parties buy into. So it's not just the whim of a particular minister. It's not just the idea of the party in government. It has to be a strategy backed by all party. So there's consistency in the plan and the vision, and they commit X amount to this regardless of who's in power. That is, that's crucial.
And I think that kind of nicely fits into my next question, because as you know, at Made in the Midlands, in addition to our online platform and networking opportunities, we are very passionate about promoting manufacturing to young people. So what would you say to a young person looking for a career in engineering or manufacturing?
Manufacturing is such an immensely rewarding career. We have to get out of this. It's a dirty, noisy, smelly industry. Young people have to realise that they can learn such a variety of skills that will benefit them and benefit future generations coming up behind them, because there's nothing like designing, making and seeing the finished product from a raw block of metal or composite material to cars to or anything you see in your everyday life and use, and just think of the ability to be able to think it, to see it, to draw it, to design it,
Yes.
to make it.
So everything from the concept to actual delivery.
Absolutely, and it's such a rewarding career. People, yes, there's a great play on university, but they come out with £40,000 worth of debt on average.
Shocking, isn't it?
And I think, crikey, and with skills, are they needed in certain things? Yes, they are. In other areas, not so much. I know people who've got degrees that are not actually working in what they studied in. So yes, manufacturing, engineering, get into it, learn it, take it on board.
I think it's another conversation about the challenges that we find in kind of recruitment and the skills gap. So my last question for you, Tom, would be, you've been a member of Made in the Midlands, a gold member of Made in the Midlands for the past 12 months. Could you tell our audience what sort of opportunities our group has created for you so far?
Yes, not a problem. And I'm going to be brutally honest.
Okay.
And say I wasn't convinced at the beginning. I'd been to a number of events to look-see, I suppose, and we joined, and I have to say, you get out of it what you put into it.
Right.
Subcon Laser have gained new customers, new business potential. We've met a lot of contacts through attending events, Made in the Midlands breakfast events, the networking events, the exhibition. So for me, it is an institution, an organisation that I would certainly recommend and say to people who are, I'm not sure, join in and take a look, but partake and in the events that's organised.
Yes, we got lots of events coming up, and I was really excited to see Subcon Laser joining, as we met first in 2011, so it took a few years for you to convince yourself, but I'm glad you kind of see the benefits now and make the best out of it. So on this note, I would like to wrap up, and thank you very much for coming today, Tom.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you here. We've learned some very interesting things about Subcon and manufacturing industry, and I would like to invite you to come back to MIM TV for more of the Meet Britain's Makers series that we will be making weekly. So thank you very much for today, and see you soon.